Hollywood's hottest beauty shortcut may be destroying faces forever. One tiny procedure can hollow the cheeks, accelerate aging, and leave stars looking decades older sometimes after just 1 year. Now the damage is spreading across every red carpet. Would you sacrifice your future face for one perfect photo, Tay? The worst case is terrifying. Number 1. Demi Moore. Close your eyes and picture Demi Moore in Ghost, the soft cheeks, the fearless eyes, the face that made an entire generation believe love could survive death. For decades, Hollywood called her timeless. But behind that beauty was a woman who had spoken about punishing workouts, impossible weight standards, and the pressure to remain frozen while everyone else was allowed to age. Then came the substance. At the 2025 Screen Actors Guild Awards, Moore won for playing Elizabeth Sparkle, a woman who destroys herself chasing a younger body. The applause was thunderous, but the irony now feels almost cruel. The movie warned that the hunger for youth never ends with just one change. It keeps taking softness, identity, and sometimes the face the world once loved. At the 2026 Actor Awards, Demi stepped onto the carpet in Schiaparelli couture and over 95 carats of Harry Winston diamonds. Yet the internet barely noticed the dress. Viewers studied her cheeks, compared old photographs, and asked what had happened. No procedure has been confirmed, but the speculation exposed something heartbreaking. Hollywood can make even an icon feel unfinished. And if Demi Moore was never enough, what chance does anyone else have? Number 2. Bella Hadid. Long before the razor-sharp cheekbones and sculpted jawline, Bella Hadid appeared in early Dior makeup with Bella Hadid videos with soft cheeks and an almost shy, youthful warmth. She was beautiful, but she didn't yet look like a human filter. Then fashion discovered a new version of her colder, sharper, almost impossible, and suddenly that face was everywhere. By the Tre Piani premiere at the 2021 Cannes Film Festival, Bella had become a living fashion fantasy. Wearing Schiaparelli's gold lung necklace, she looked carved from marble. The image went global, and millions began chasing the same hollow-cheeked silhouette. Bella has denied major facial surgery and told Vogue in April 2022 that the only procedure she regretted was a nose job at 14. Still, speculation around her transformation never disappeared. The most unsettling part isn't what Bella may or may not have done. It's what happened afterward. Her face became a blueprint carried into clinics around the world. But surgeons warn that without her rare bone structure, removing cheek fat may not create Bella Hadid. It may simply leave a face empty, older, and impossible to restore. She became the dream, and for thousands chasing it, that dream could become permanent regret. Number 3. Ariana Grande. Before the stadium tours and diamond-covered gowns, Ariana Grande was Cat Valentine in Nickelodeon's Victorious, a red-haired teenager with round cheeks, enormous eyes, and a smile that made her seem almost untouchably innocent. That baby-faced warmth followed her into Sam and Cat and the beginning of her music career. Then, almost frame by frame, the softness seemed to fade. That contrast exploded during the Wicked press tour and reached another level at the 2025 Academy Awards, where Ariana arrived as an Oscar nominee for playing Glinda. Cameras captured every angle, and the internet began dissecting her temples, cheeks, and dramatically slimmer silhouette. Ariana has never confirmed buccal fat removal. Still, comparison videos spread like wildfire, with fans wondering whether weight loss alone could explain such a haunting transformation. Yet the most painful footage came from Ariana herself. Her words should have ended the speculation, but they didn't. Behind every wicked premiere photograph was a real woman asking the world to be gentler. Hollywood saw a face to analyze. Her fans saw someone they loved and feared they were slowly losing. Number 4. Megan Fox. In the summer of 2007, one face seemed to bring Hollywood to a standstill. As Michaela Baines in Transformers, Megan Fox had piercing blue eyes, dark hair, and a softness that balanced every sharp angle. At the Transformers Sydney premiere, photographers captured a 21-year-old newcomer who looked almost impossibly beautiful, yet still warm, recognizable, and completely human. 17 years later, the camera appeared to tell a colder story. From the 2009 Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Los Angeles premiere to her later red carpet appearances, fans watched that familiar softness give way to deeper shadows and a far more sculpted silhouette. Before and after clips flooded social media, carrying one heartbreaking question: how could a face once treated as perfection ever be made to feel unfinished? Then on Call Her Daddy, in March 2024, Megan did what most celebrities avoid. She openly discussed rhinoplasty, Botox fillers, and breast surgeries, but firmly denied ever having buccal fat removal. Her word matters, and photographs cannot prove a procedure. Still, the obsession surrounding her transformation exposes something darker. Hollywood didn't simply convince one beautiful woman she might need changing. It convinced millions of viewers that even perfection can have flaws. Number 5. Jenna Ortega. What made Wednesday Addams unforgettable wasn't only the black braids or the deadly stare. In Netflix's Wednesday, Jenna Ortega's wide eyes and softly rounded cheeks created a strange, magic, dark, vulnerable, and almost childlike. She looked like someone standing between two worlds. Then, as her fame exploded, viewers began noticing that familiar softness seemed to be vanishing. Under the flashing cameras at the Wednesday Season 2 world premiere in London, Jenna appeared in a haunting Ashi studio gown that looked like melting wax. Her bleached brows, sculpted makeup, and sharper cheekbones transformed her into something almost otherworldly. Months later, at the 2026 Actor Awards, she walked out in Christian Cowan, and social media erupted again. Before and after images spread faster than footage from the carpet itself. Jenna has never confirmed buccal fat removal, and makeup lighting, weight changes, and natural maturity can dramatically reshape what cameras capture. But she was barely in her 20s when strangers began dissecting every inch of her face. That may be the saddest part. The young woman who gave Wednesday her humanity was suddenly treated like a flaw waiting to be corrected. Number 6. Khloe Kardashian. For 20 seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, cameras recorded Khloe Kardashian's heartbreak, but they also captured something even crueler. She was mocked as the different sister compared to her own family, and told that her natural face and body were never good enough. Year after year, the jokes kept coming. Eventually, the woman smiling through them began to look less and less like the girl viewers first met. The confession finally came during Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the final curtain in 2021. Khloe told Andy Cohen she had undergone one nose job and acknowledged using injections, while years of dramatic comparison photos continued exploding online. She has never confirmed buccal fat removal. Still, every sharper angle and slimmer cheek became evidence in the court of public opinion, and millions were left wondering which changes came from weight loss, makeup, medical treatment, or something never disclosed. Then, the Kardashians Season 3 revealed the most painful truth of all. After appearing at the 2022 CFDA Fashion Awards, with a bandage on her cheek. Khloe disclosed that surgeons had removed a melanoma tumor, leaving an indentation later treated with filler. Suddenly, one before and after image carried a story no stranger could see. Hollywood spent years tearing her face apart, then demanded an explanation when it changed. Maybe the real transformation wasn't Khloe. Maybe it was what relentless cruelty convinced her she had to survive. Number 7. Zack Efron. A basketball court, a microphone, and one unforgettable smile that was Zack Efron in Disney Channel's High School Musical. As Troy Bolton, he became the warm, bright-eyed heartthrob of an entire generation. His face felt familiar, almost comforting. So when that face suddenly appeared different years later, fans didn't just notice. They felt as though a piece of their childhood had vanished. The shock erupted during Bill Nye's Earth Day the musical in 2021. A few seconds of footage showing Zack with a wider jaw ignited plastic surgery rumors across the internet. But in a 2022 Men's Health interview, he revealed a far more painful truth after slipping at home. He smashed his chin against a granite fountain and shattered his jaw. When rehabilitation stopped, his chewing muscles grew to compensate. By the 2023 Los Angeles premiere of the Iron Claw cameras, we're examining his face as closely as his performance. Zack has never confirmed buccal fat removal, and photographs cannot outweigh his medical explanation. Yet strangers kept mourning his old face as if it belonged to them. He survived a devastating injury, rebuilt his body, and returned to play Kevin Von Erich, a man defined by pain and endurance. Perhaps the tragedy was never that Zack changed. It was that nobody asked what he survived. Number 8. Erin Moriarty. On Amazon Prime's The Boys, Erin Moriarty became Starlight, the bright-eyed superhero chosen to represent innocence in a world built on lies. Her open smile and warm girl-next-door face made audiences trust her instantly. But as the seasons passed, viewers stopped discussing Annie January's battle against Vought. Instead, they began putting Erin's face on trial. Then a January 2024 episode of The Megyn Kelly Show turned online whispers into a public spectacle. Kelly used 2 photographs to accuse Erin of drastically changing her appearance. Erin fired back, saying the older image was nearly a decade old, and that heavy contouring explained the newer photograph. She called the claims disgustingly false, but by then the damage was already racing across the internet. What followed felt less like celebrity gossip and more like a superhero origin story written in reverse. Erin announced an extended break from Instagram, saying the harassment had broken her heart, while The Boys co-stars Jack Quaid and Chase Crawford stood beside her. Starlight fought a corporation that controlled women's bodies and sold manufactured perfection. Off-screen, Erin found herself fighting the same machine, and this time, there was no costume protecting her. Number 9. Miley Cyrus. A Disney soundstage once introduced America to a girl whose smile could fill an entire room. As Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus had bright eyes, full cheeks, and an expressive face that moved with every joke and song. She wasn't polished into perfection, she felt alive. That warmth became part of millions of childhoods, making what came next feel deeply personal. The contrast became impossible to ignore at the 2024 Grammy Awards. Performing Flowers before winning the first 2 Grammys of her career, Miley looked powerful, fearless, and dramatically transformed. Her sharper cheeks, prominent smile, and sculpted lower face triggered waves of comparison videos. Some blamed weight loss, makeup veneers, or natural maturity. Others suspected cosmetic intervention. Miley has never confirmed buccal fat removal. The most emotional footage arrived at the 2024 Disney Legends ceremony at D23. Fighting back tears, Miley thanked Hannah Montana for creating the life she now has. For one moment, the superstar disappeared, and that familiar Disney girl returned. Hollywood celebrates reinvention, yet rarely admits what it can erase. Miley conquered every stage imaginable, but fans still mourn the softness of the face that first taught them to dream. Number 10. Dove Cameron. Two sisters, one actress, and a face millions of children knew by heart. In Disney Channel's Liv and Maddie Dove, Cameron played both twins with bright eyes, rounded cheeks, and a warmth that made each character feel real. Then she became Mal in Descendants, turning that same softness into something rebellious, magical, and unforgettable. Years later, the cameras found a very different silhouette. At the Tom Ford Fall/Winter 2025-2026 show during Paris Fashion Week, Dove appeared with deeper cheek shadows and a sharply sculpted lower face. Comparison clips race across social media, and speculation about buccal fat removal followed. Dove has never confirmed the procedure, and photographs alone cannot prove it. Here is the cruel twist: the features people now question were once the reason young viewers trusted her. Rewatch Descendants 3, and you can see a face filled with expression, vulnerability, and life. Hollywood calls every transformation an evolution, but sometimes evolution looks painfully like erasure. Number 11. Anya Taylor-Joy. Some faces become unforgettable because they look like no one else. In Netflix's The Queen's Gambit, Anya Taylor-Joy's wide-set eyes, luminous cheeks, and almost otherworldly beauty turned Beth Harmon into a global obsession. She didn't fit Hollywood's usual template, and that was precisely her magic. Every close-up felt like watching a face the camera had never discovered before. A different image emerged at the 2024 Cannes Film Festival premiere of Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Beneath the explosions of flashbulbs, Anya appeared sharper, leaner, and dramatically sculpted. Side-by-side clips spread online, and viewers began questioning the change around her cheeks. Some suspected weight loss, makeup, or natural aging. Others mentioned buccal fat removal. Anya has never confirmed that procedure. Go back to The Witch, and you can see what audiences fear has been lost: softness surrounding something strange, powerful, and completely original. Perhaps nothing surgical happened at all, but the reaction reveals a heartbreaking truth. Hollywood spends years searching for a face unlike any other, then pressures that person toward the same polished mold. Anya became famous for being irreplaceable. Now fans wonder whether that rare difference is slowly disappearing. Number 12. Sabrina Carpenter. Disney first introduced Sabrina Carpenter as Maya Hart in Girl Meets World, a rebellious teenager with soft cheeks, bright eyes, and a face that seemed to reveal every emotion. Years before, Espresso conquered the charts. That natural warmth made her feel less like a manufactured star, and more like the fearless best friend millions of young viewers wished they had. Success turned the camera into a microscope. At the 2025 Grammy Awards, Sabrina performed Espresso and Please, Please, Please before celebrating the first Grammy wins of her career. Yet as clips went viral, viewers began studying her sharper jawline and deeper cheek contours. The speculation intensified after the 2025 Met Gala, where every flash captured a face that appeared more sculpted than before. What makes Sabrina's story unsettling is how subtle everything looks. She has never confirmed buccal fat removal and makeup weight changes, lighting, or natural maturity could explain the difference. But that uncertainty may be the most powerful illusion of all. Millions of fans see apparent perfection and assume it came from skincare alone. Sabrina's transformation doesn't scream surgery, it whispers that their own faces may not be enough. Number 13. Lea Michele. A spotlight was always waiting for Lea Michele. As Rachel Berry in Glee, she played a fearless dreamer, convinced she belonged on Broadway. Her powerful voice, expressive face, and naturally defined cheekbones made her impossible to ignore. For 6 seasons, audiences watched Rachel chase one role above all others, Fanny Brice in Funny Girl. In September 2022, fiction became reality when Lea stepped onto the stage of Broadway's August Wilson Theater as Fanny. The standing ovations should have marked the perfect ending to a lifelong dream. But months later, one sharply contoured selfie ignited a different kind of attention. Viewers stopped discussing her voice and began dissecting the sudden hollowness beneath her cheekbones. Lea has never confirmed buccal fat removal, and a photograph cannot prove surgery. Yet the reaction exposed something chilling. She already possessed the dramatic bone structure Hollywood claims to worship, so why did the internet assume even more had been taken away? Rachel Berry spent years fighting to be seen for her talent. In the end, Lea reached Broadway, conquered Funny Girl, and still watched the world reduce her greatest triumph to the shape of her face. Number 14. Kelly Osborne. Reality television never gave Kelly Osborne a place to hide. At just 17, the Osbournes broadcast her family, her rebellion, and her changing body to millions. While viewers laughed, tabloids tore her appearance apart. The teenager standing beside Ozzy Osbourne learned early that fame could turn a human body into public property. 7 months after losing her father, Kelly walked onto the 2026 Brit Awards stage with Sharon Osbourne to accept a posthumous honor in his name. She was grieving, but the internet ignored the tribute. Screenshots of her hollow cheeks and smaller frame exploded online, followed by accusations of Ozempic surgery and buccal fat removal. Her pain became background noise. Kelly denied removing cheek fat and said her transformation followed gastric sleeve surgery, dietary changes, and Botox for severe TMJ, which slimmed her jaw. Still, strangers demanded answers, as if sorrow required medical proof. She had just stood beneath the lights, honoring the man who shaped her life, yet people saw only a face to dissect. The most disturbing change wasn't in Kelly's cheeks, it was how quickly grief became entertainment. Number 15. Hailey Bieber. Glow became Hailey Bieber's language. When Rhode launched in 2022, she turned glazed donut skin into a global obsession, selling the dream that disciplined hydration and a tiny bottle could create her flawless face. Millions copied the routine. But as her beauty empire grew, so did the question hiding beneath the shine: was skincare really the whole story? Wrapped in white Saint Laurent feathers at the 2022 Met Gala, Hailey looked almost angelic. Yet comparison videos soon focused on her slimmer jaw and reduced fullness around the cheeks. Some viewers blamed aging makeup and weight changes. Others suspected buccal fat removal. Hailey denied facial plastic surgery, and no photograph can prove otherwise. On the 2025 In Your Dreams podcast, she revealed that she uses jaw Botox medically for TMJ while avoiding cosmetic Botox and favoring PRP and PRF treatments. Her honesty mattered but it also revealed how complicated natural beauty has become. Hailey sells effortless perfection, while young women study their mirrors wondering why the same products never create her face. The glow may be real. The standard may still be impossible. Number 16. Bobby Norris. Unlike the rumors surrounding Hollywood's biggest stars, Bobby Norris gave viewers something rare, a direct confession. After years of sharing his relationships, insecurities, and cosmetic treatments on The Only Way is Essex, he stopped the guessing and revealed exactly what had been done to his face. In August 2024, Bobby announced on Instagram that he had undergone chin liposuction and buccal fat removal. His 6-week recovery update showed a slimmer jawline and deeper contours beneath the cheekbones. There were no anonymous surgeons or blurry before and after theories. Bobby openly confirmed that the fat pads inside his cheeks had been permanently removed. His honesty made the story even more unsettling. Swelling can disappear, filters can change, and fillers can be dissolved, but removed cheek fat does not simply return. Bobby seemed pleased with the immediate result. Yet his transformation raised a question. No viral beauty trend wants to answer what happens when the face continues aging after its natural support is gone. He offered the transparency celebrities are constantly asked to provide. And this time, the truth may have been more frightening than any rumor. Number 17. Timothée Chalamet. An Italian summer turned Timothée Chalamet into Hollywood's most delicate new heartthrob. In Call Me By Your Name, his soft cheeks, restless eyes, and vulnerable expressions made Elio's heartbreak feel painfully real. He looked young because he was young, and audiences fell in love with a face that seemed untouched by Hollywood. 6 years later, the Wonka promotional tour revealed a noticeably sharper silhouette. Social media filled with side-by-side clips comparing his hollowed cheeks with earlier films, and buccal fat removal rumors spread within hours. Some viewers insisted it was simply aging weight loss or his naturally prominent cheekbones. Timothée never addressed the speculation. Under the lights of the 2024 Dune Part 2 world premiere in London, he looked almost carved into Paul Atreides' angular, controlled, and far removed from Elio's softness. Perhaps no procedure ever happened, but the reaction exposed a brutal reality. Even Hollywood's golden boys are no longer allowed to simply grow older. Fans weren't only studying Timothée's face. They were mourning the fragile young man they remembered.